Nicola, what was the best part of the Positive People programme for you?
The point of contact. That very first phone call and the very first meeting. The very first meeting I had was in a cafe, and I was so scared. I hadn't been out of my house in possibly a year, and the thought of talking to somebody or starting something was absolutely terrifying. It really was. I took a friend with me because I was so nervous, and I was so scared I couldn't meet in my own house. Because of COVID, we couldn't. And that first point of contact, I went home after the meeting and thought, what a couple of lovely ladies, is what I initially thought. And I thought, oh my gosh, they were interested in what I had to say, even though I didn't have a lot to say at the time, although I have a big story of how I came to be here. Because I came from another district. So I came here and I knew nobody. And I was in a refuge, so I was just plonked in the middle of a town that I knew nobody. I was scared to know anybody because of my background. So that initial meeting was huge to me, and I went home and thought about it. And I went to my first session with Positive People, and it was crafty. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do craft, because I do absolutely love craft. And we were crafting, and then I went home and I was like, oh my God, I feel like I fit in where I've never fitted in anywhere, because I've got Asperger's and I have a lot of health conditions that prevent you from doing things. And I had this almighty fear of people and being around others that I didn't know and feeling overwhelmed. And I went to this first session and I got to make stuff. And it was awesome. And then they were like, there's a session at Cockington. And I was like, oh my God, I love Cockington. It's such a beautiful place. And I went and I did, and we went round, foraged for things, and we made hanging decorations for our home. And I just, every time I look at it, and I even still have it now, and I look back at that first few weeks and feeling like I fitted in, and that I found some friends that I never thought I'd ever have. Because I didn't really have many friends when I lived in my other district. And now I'm peer supporting, which means that I get to give to others what they gave to me in that initial meeting. And now I feel like I belong, and I'm part of Torbay and I'm part of Torquay, and I can give all of this creativity that I've had locked inside for my whole life. I just wish that I could go back to that Nicola 5 years ago when I first came down here and I wasn't going to survive. I didn't want to be here. And Positive People picked me up and they showed me that there's a life out there and you can be a part of this amazing group of women that know your journey and know your pain and success. I'm now a peer supporter and I'm a success. I feel like I'm succeeding every day, and every group that I get to show and teach my craft skills that are part of who I am, I'm now on the journey to become a craft teacher for real, thanks to Positive People, because they gave me the chance to access peer support and to teach others and learn what it is to be part of your community, because you're not just part of a community, you're a big family of women and men that have not felt positive, not felt supported. And I really do thank positive people from the bottom of my heart, because if it wasn't, I promise you, if it wasn't for positive people, I just wouldn't want to be here.
So it's changed your life.
Yeah.
Now you fit.
And when my son left me to go and live with his dad, I was so ready to I quit. And positive people grabbed me and said, it's okay, you can survive this. And I'm a warrior, because I'm teaching craft, which is my dream. It's where I fit. It's my piece in the jigsaw of positive people. And I fit there. And I can go away and come back and I still fit. Like, I don't see these ladies every day, but when we come together, it's like we've been together every day. And there's always a port of call. Like, if I'm feeling really, really low, I just have to text or phone and they call you back and they're there for you and they're like, come on, you can do this, you know. Nicola, you have got this. You have got this. And this is my philosophy, that I've got everybody in positive people because initially they got me. And they picked me up, they've kept me safe, and they've helped me survive every day.
It's huge. And it's really lovely to hear that actually you've got a sense of belonging.
I belong. That's the biggest thing, that you belong. And when I was sitting in a refuge and I didn't belong there, that wasn't where I belonged. And I had my son and I'd not got my daughter and I hadn't got my grandson and I was alone. I was really alone. And now I'm not alone, because I have friends on my phone that text me and say, hey girl, how are you? Or I've got Helen that says, how do you feel about being a part of this? And if I don't want to be a part of it, that's fine. You don't have to be a part of all of it. You just have to know that you are part of this positive people's family, and forever. Even when positive people are not here anymore, we're still carrying on, and we've made these connections and we've made these friends that are a support network, and we look after each other. I will always, always be grateful to positive people, because without them I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't want to be here, because I had nothing.